Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion, Place of Binding of Isaac, Afterbirth Plus. 6 wins in a row. I got an incredible story for you right out of the gate today. Eden! Great stats, honestly, for an Eden run. LWMW HG30. Hold on. I'm realizing for non-controller-based gameplay, I'm not at an ergonomic position. This feels a lot better already. Okay. What's my incredible story? So we moved, as you are aware, if you've watched pretty much any of the recent videos. We gave our landlord notice that we were moving. I looked it up, and I was like, this is the legal time frame when you have to give notice. We gave that legal notice with a couple of days cushion as well. Kind of got ghosted by our landlord a little bit. So we, despite it not being our asset, pinged our landlord and went, hey, you gonna start showing this place? Like, did you get the email? Is everything okay? And she's like, yeah, everything's okay. I'm gonna have people start emailing you to set up showings. And we went, sounds a little wonky. What's up with that? And then we went, you want us to do the showings? And she said, yeah, if you could do the showings, it would be great. To which we replied, we don't live there anymore, and also, we make no money off of this, so I don't really understand why we should do your job for you. We said it that way, but politer. And then I swear to you, in the world's most tiny violin-type text message I've ever received, she sent us a message that said, I'm out of the country until January, and then a crying emoji face. I'm not mad about it anymore. I was pretty mad yesterday. I was like, I can't believe that she would even ask us to do this. We don't get paid for it. Okay, how about we'll do the showings if you give us, you know, our last month's rent back for free. Or alternatively, it's not really our problem that you're too busy being on a lavish international vacation to rent out the piece of property that you own. So I was getting a little bit, I'll try it, because I have no other options. I was getting a little bit annoyed for sure, but then today, I'm actually just like, man, that's hilarious. Like, the audacity of, like, we pay her rent. Let me rephrase. We pay our rent to her. I don't want to make it seem like we pay her rent, because what we actually do is pay her mortgage, and then, you know, literally in the 5 years we lived there, roughly, I spoke to her less than 10 times. In fact, I probably spoke to her less than 8 times, 5 of which were just to give her 12 rent checks for the forthcoming year. Not to mention, we did repairs on the place ourselves. Yeah, we'll take this. Which, you probably shouldn't make a practice of doing this, but we, at the time, had a good relationship with our landlord, or so I thought. So, you know, we lived there for a while, and rent was probably cheaper than the market rate. So we're like, hey, our sink broke due to deficiencies in the building. Any chance you'd be interested in paying for it? And they were like, yeah, just send us the bill. We sent them the bill, they never paid. We went, and you shouldn't do this. We went, it's okay. You know, they've been really hands-off and good to us. Now I realize why they're hands-off. I am flabbergasted. It's like me, well, actually, I can't even think of a metaphor, which is rare for me. That's how flabbergasted I am, by the audacity to even ask. Like, I pay for the right to live in the building? This is our old place, I just want to be clear, not our new place. Guess we should try, right? We pay for the right to live in the building? You know, or paid for the right to live in the building? And then she's like, could you possibly do my job for me so that I can keep getting paid? It's not even so that she can keep getting paid, it's so that she can keep getting paid while being on vacation. I mean, I'm very confident of the fact that I don't have to belabor the point here. It's a very inappropriate thing to ask. Mind you, I think we could all learn something from this landlord, which is, I guess you gotta shoot your shot. I'm sure. So basically, she sent a message that was like, you know, I'm out of country. And then we replied with a very polite version of, not our problem. Also, what you're asking us to do is not illegal, but is not something we're legally required to do. So, moreover, it's a little weird. You know, you have kind of like a power dynamic in this situation because, you know, for 5 years you controlled our housing. So to ask us for something like this, it comes across as extremely inappropriate. Anyway, we phrased it nicer though. It was more like, we can't really do that. Sorry. And I'm sure that she's gonna get back to us, probably with something sensible, because you know we've had a good relationship, believe it or not. And this does sour it, but only modestly. But man, I was flabbergasted. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know. You know what it is? It's like the housing version of like a Korean barbecue restaurant where you go there for the right to cook your own food. The difference is you are getting, you know, you're also buying the meat and, you know, like the, you know, the service from the staff and etc., etc. And Korean barbecue is good and palatable, whereas this question just sucked really badly. It was like you recognize I am basically, I don't want to say the tenant is your boss, but like I pay you and you're asking me to do the job that I'm paying you for? Like it just doesn't, does that sound right to you? Like if you went to Subway and you were like, I'll take a foot-long cold cut combo, and they went, okay, well here's the stuff you need from the grocery store, why don't you go out and get it? By the way, that'll be $10. It just doesn't seem correct, right? Something about this seems a little bit off. Hold on, was there a tinted rock in here? There is not. I was genuinely stunned. It was... Now I find it hilarious, but there was about an hour yesterday where I was like, this person has crossed the line. They've radicalized me. Just the simple question was enough. You know what we should have sent back is, oh, sorry, I'm out of the country until February. Anyway, so next time I'm on vacation, I'm just putting this out there. If anybody would like to, if any Twitch subscribers would like to do my stream for me, that would be great. And I know some of you are like, I'll do it. No, I would never let anyone do that. For a couple of reasons. One being, I would feel super icky about somebody else working, you know, in that capacity at least, and me getting the fruits of their labor, but like 100%. But then also on top of that, I don't know what you're gonna say, and that's gonna potentially get me in a world of trouble. So I don't really want to go down that road. That's why I'm struggling to find a functional metaphor, dude. Anyway. Apart from that, Saturday was pretty good. We talked on the NLSS last Wednesday. Look, I'm not gonna rehash this conversation too much, but on the NLSS last Wednesday, I admitted that I go through approximately one pair of jeans every 4 to 6 months. And I want to go over that. Because I am one of those guys, basically, I will like wear a pair of jeans for a couple weeks, throw it in the wash, swap out to my only other pair of jeans for a couple weeks, throw it in the wash, go back to the first one, etc., etc. So 6 months of jean wear is probably a little bit higher than the average person's jean wear. A lot of people who apparently just love doing the laundry or spill stuff on themselves all the time or never wear underwear. I don't really get it. They wear their jeans one time and then wash them. Which, if you do your own laundry, sure. If, like, your mom does your laundry, freaking tell her to stop, dude. That's too much jean washing. I'm not gonna be self-righteous about it. Like, some people are like, it's bad for the denim. Sure, it is bad for the denim. But at the same time, like, you just don't need to wash them that much. I wear clean clothes, okay? I'm not, you know, this isn't one of those situations where you're like, ooh, stinky. You wear, you know, a t-shirt. Everybody's different, okay? But I wear a t-shirt one time. Wash it. Underwear, of course, one time. Socks, I might even change my socks once throughout the day. Like if I work out in a pair of socks, I don't want to wear that pair of socks anymore. I'm changing my clothes on the regular. The jeans are just a special case. You don't have to change them. And, well, you can change them as often as you want. You don't have to wash them that frequently. Anyway, so yes, I've been blowing out the same part in my jeans over and over. And you heard this in an earlier Isaac episode. The crotch on the jeans always goes. So I went out and I bought some more jeans this weekend. I did go up a size because, you know, I've been wearing 32s. In the American denim size catalog since I was in high school. And I want to level with you. I said this on the NLSS, but I weigh 65, maybe even close to 70 pounds more than I weighed in high school, and I still wear the same jeans. Although, admittedly, in high school, I could probably get away with a 28. So I was wearing, like, some baggier jeans back then, as was the style, believe it or not, because we were all very dumb. It's not quite good enough. I think we need to go a little deeper, and I think shears is very nice, but that's not good enough. That is probably good enough. Okay. So it's not like I still have the same size waist, but I'm still in the same range as high school, I should say. People were like, you gotta go up a size. I went up a size. Now I have a baggier waist, and still in the quads and the calves and the butt region is still way too tight. I'm telling you, men, we gotta take a stand. I know that, like, I looked into it. Apparently, they make jeans for hockey players, and I don't have the physique of an NHL player necessarily, because, you know, I've seen them with their shirt off when they celebrate winning the Stanley Cup, and they're specimens, as you would expect from a professional athlete. I suppose. But I think we have maybe the same kind of ratio, where, like, the waist is not that thick, but the butt and quads are, like, they're nuts, dude. We gotta start, like, an actual men's fashion brand, and I don't know who to talk to about this. If you do, please let me know, or rather, tweet me and Wolves at my door, so we can get something started, because he's got the know-how in that department that I definitely do not. We gotta start right now. If you've never purchased a pair of jeans somehow, or maybe you've never shopped for men's jeans, which is also plausible, help me, please. Let me out. This is scary, dude. I don't think I've seen my HP for 4 floors, dude. Okay, so that's our deal with the devil. Toasted. That's a scary thought. Basically, men's jeans function in 2 directions. There's 2 measurements on the average men's pant. Waist and length. Oh, we must have enough spirit hearts then, because we can't get in there. It's a little bit simplistic, but I'm not going to say that it doesn't get the job done for the average person, okay? Most people's waist size does correlate with their leg size, because, you know, their waist size correlates with their height. Now, it has created some situations, you know, like, if you have a 32 waist, but you're, well, I don't know, I don't even know if that's true, to be honest. Let's be honest, I'm not a denim scholar. But sometimes you're like, well, I need a 32-32, but all the 32s are 32-34. Ever tell you the time I had to buy jeans in America at TwitchCon, because I blew out the crotch hole, as you might expect? And when I was buying them, I was like, yeah, they don't really, like, fit that well. Like, they're a little bit too long and a little bit too tight in the waist. And they're like, well, our jeans are made for American bodies. And I was like, excuse me? Have you watched the news recently? First off, I'm from, like, an hour away from the American border. Secondly, this is the first time I've ever been fat-shamed in the United States. It really causes you to question where you're at in life, and I don't mean this to be an insult to the entire country, more so to the very snobby San Francisco rag and bone retail operator, but anyway. My big booty is beautiful, and you can't tell me otherwise, Saffron. Dude, I'm thinking we're screwed here. Hold on. Anyway, I'm telling you, we need to have... And they have different fits, but that's not enough. You know, they're like, we got boot cut, which is actually just, you know, big legs. We got skinny, which is like, you know, smaller legs. But I'm telling you, we need to teach men what their denim score is, and then make jeans that are appropriate for that. Not for every man, I suppose, because a lot of people watching this are probably like, it works fine for me. Fair enough. But if you've got bigger legs, maybe a thicker caboose. We're going through jeans too quickly, because the jeans don't fit properly. You gotta make a compromise somewhere. Either they're gonna be incredibly loose and baggy at the top, or they're gonna be so tight in the legs you're gonna look like you're wearing a wetsuit, and you're gonna blow out the crotch hole. This is the dawn of a beautiful thing. People probably laughed at the woman who invented Spanx first. I'm loving these health down pills. They're just health up pills in waiting, dude. This run is in a very compromised position, though. Anyway, so I bought some jeans. They were insanely cheap. I went to a Canadian store that I believe is the equivalent of America's Ross for less, or perhaps TJ Maxx. And I'm not like, look, I have some nice clothes, without a doubt. And I have some nice clothes that are so nice, I almost don't feel comfortable wearing them. Because I'm like, if I go out in public wearing this, people are going to start to ask me things. Not like for money, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, they're going to be like, yo, I see you out there in the OVO sweatshirt. And I'll be like, yes, I thought the stripes were quite nice. But I do wear that from time to time. But I'm also, for a jean, dude, it doesn't really bother me all that much. I will say, though, my wife hit me with the ultimate insults when we were jean shopping. She pulled out a pair of Dockers and said, my dad loves these. Your dad is a 65-year-old South Korean man. I am a 31-year-old media celebrity. So I, begrudgingly, I took the Dockers. I got a couple of pairs of jeans I picked out myself as well. Went to the change room, tried on my jeans, looked like garbage. Tried on the Dockers, I was like, God, she's right. These rule. And I'm wearing them right now. Okay, thank you for saving me. Maybe don't give me the world's worst curse on the next floor for the 35th time in a row. So I took 5 pairs of... Oh, we're actually doing just fine. I took 5 pairs of jeans into the change room. The fitting room, if you will. And, because that's what it's called. 4 of them were picked out by my wife. 1 of them was picked out by me. The one I picked out was absolutely horrible. 3 of the 4 she picked out I ended up buying. It's a talent, it's an eye, you know? I'm not saying no men have it, and I'm not saying all women do have it, but I have no idea what to, you know, like, how to pick out clothes that work for me at all. Especially now, like, I don't know. Help! I'm like, this is not meant to be braggadocious, it's just, you know, physiology. But especially after working out for, you know, a year and putting on a decent amount of size, you know, I used to be, like, narrow with a big belly. So then you would wear clothes that were made for skinny people, and they would mostly look okay, but you would have maybe, like, a little bit of a gut poking out, and you'd be like, ah, it's embarrassing. Now, it's like you know in Photoshop, when you scale an object but keep its ratios the same? I'm like that. So clothes that are made for skinny people just look comical. Like, for, I don't know what's going on with my neck, but like, all clothes made for the millennial man have this huge neck hole, and when other people wear it, it looks fine. When I wear it, it looks like that photo of the Al-Qaeda operative being ripped out of his prison, or ripped out of his compound. You know the one I'm talking about. If you Google image search Americans capture Al-Qaeda leader. No, not Osama bin Laden, okay? I'm talking about, I don't know. Here, I'm gonna look it up. Americans capture Al-Qaeda leader. And then image search. Hold on. No. None of these are the right ones. By the way, I would be careful Googling this. Was it... It might have actually just been Saddam Hussein. Was it Saddam Hussein? Who is not the leader of Al-Qaeda. I'm really displaying my ignorance here. No, it was not Saddam Hussein. You know, they pulled him out and he's got like the shoulder hair popping out. It was a very famous image when I was in high school, so it's burned into my brain. Anyway, you can figure it out for yourself. Regardless, it just doesn't work for me for a couple of reasons, you know? Shoulder hair, different sort of morphological structure these days. But then if you buy clothes made for like... Oh no. No! My deal with the devil. If you buy clothes made for larger individuals, and I mean large in all senses of the word. You know, I'm not trying to just be diplomatic. You know, if you buy clothes made for tall people, they don't look right on me because I'm not tall, you know? I'm 5'10". If you buy clothes made for people who are a little bit heavier, they're like the right length but super baggy in the middle. I'm not trying to be, like, it doesn't matter. I spend all my time inside. What are you're dressing up for a return to programming class? That's a good one. But suffice it, I'm just saying, it is harder to clothes shop. It's not really that big of a deal. But, you know, not much of what I talk about is really that big of a deal. We're just kind of trying to keep the conversational gears turning in episode 3600 of the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. So I am saying no to the sprinkler. It's not a hard no, but I think we actually... Oh no, they're excited! We have to min-max. Like, this is we're at 20 minutes, Necropolis 1, definitely slower than average. For certain, and no guarantee that it's gonna speed up at any point. Like, we can't seem to finesse a deal with the devil. All of our pills from Acid Baby are health down or I'm excited. It's been a pretty suboptimal start for that so far. We had a Curse of the Unknown for 6 floors in a row. I'm not trying to get, like, too bitter about it. That one was 100% my bad. Anyway, I'm just saying. There are already brands like this because I looked them up. They were recommended after the stream. But, like, they're kind of like not a culture fit. I know that sounds weird. But, like, the website I was on was like, after you go bar down with your bros, put on these relaxed fit jeans with enough juice in the caboose so you don't rip them. And I was like, I don't play hockey. I get that, you know... You know, I buy, like, electrical tape, and I'm not an electrician, but, I don't know, it just feels like... Just feels a little strange. I guess I'm just complaining for no reason, is what I'm trying to say. Please get me out of purgatory? That's gonna suck, yep. That, you had, like, 2 frames in which you probably could have hit me there, and you managed to do it. So, more power to you, I suppose. Okay, so here's the way we get out of this, okay? Because it's obviously horrible right now. But, oh, we gulped our trinket, which was, it was good. I remember it was good because we replaced the left hand with it. So it must have been at least decent. No! I don't think I'm playing super well, but this is a really bad run. Anyway, here's the way we get out of this. First off, you kill the adversary easily. and we get a deal with the devil despite only having a 50% chance. Okay, so mission failed. The next step, though, was you pop this judgment down, and it's a key beggar of all the possible configurations. Also, again, I'm getting a little bitter, okay? But I feel like every single one of our red chests, why not at this point? Every single one of our red chests has paid out with spiders or troll bombs. Sure. You know, is actually, like, highly worth it. And that makes me almost mad. Okay. I mean, I'll go down to 0 keys, dude. At this point, thank you. That's what you give out when you win? You give out a trinket? A mid-range trinket? A succulent Chinese meal? Anyway, maybe this will make up for it when we open that for free. Yikes, dude. Anyway, so that was my Saturday. And dude, I've been playing so much Forza Horizon. Like that game is beautiful. I still can't believe I got it for $1 in Xbox Game Pass. Anytime I get frustrated by the fact that, I mean, I'm renting it technically, but anytime I get frustrated by the fact, like, I lost a race because my teammate bumped into me. Don't they understand it's team racing? I'm like, I got this for $1. Look, you can't buy anything for $1 in the current ecosystem, you know? When I was a kid, like when I was a teenager, $1 was like the smallest amount of meaningful money in Canada. You know, you could buy a soda, you could buy a reasonably large bag of potato chips. You could definitely, like, if you went to a Tim Hortons, you could probably get like a, you know, a medium-sized coffee. What's a medium? Oh, sorry, a grande. You could get a grande double-double at Tim Hortons, probably for like maybe like a $1.25. Nowadays, I will say I haven't stepped foot in the Tim Hortons for a long, long time, because I find their advertising highly insulting, to be honest. And they were previously a Canadian corporation, were then sold. I was going to say bought by Burger King, but it's not like Burger King was like, I'll just take it, you know? They sold themselves to Burger King, which if you're going to marry yourself to any fast food chain, that's probably not first on the list. Then they got sold to a Brazilian conglomerate while simultaneously flooding the Canadian airwaves with ads about what it means to be Canadian. Well, also, anytime minimum wage is suggested to increase by 25 cents, they're like, if you raise this minimum wage, a cup of coffee is going to cost $100. I'm sorry, it's just economics. So, you know, that's why I don't like Tim Hortons, to be honest with you. That and the coffee and food are both bad. And people can make fun of Starbucks all they want, but at least Starbucks, you know, pays their workers decently and also gives their workers benefits. And, you know, this is kind of anecdotal. I don't know if this, I mean, I was going to say I don't know if this is scientific. Let me rephrase. This is not scientific, but I feel like whenever I go into a Starbucks, the workers, there's a decent chance they're actually, they're smiling. They have camaraderie. Feels like they're having a decent day. Whereas when I have ever had the misfortune to be inside of a Tim Hortons recently, I feel like I'm a drain on their existence to be there. Not to mention, and this is not necessarily fair, okay? But in Vancouver recently, a man died in a Tim Hortons, and this is a real story. I am not messing with you in the least. A man died inside of a Tim Hortons. And if it gives you any indication to the standard level of cleanliness inside of a Tim Hortons here, nobody noticed he died for like 12 hours. People were just like, he's sleeping, leave him alone. How would you like it if someone came over to you when you were sleeping and checked your pulse and wondered why you smelled so funky? Probably not so good, huh? Anyway, so that I was ranting. But now, $1 in... And I know sometimes people are like, hey, NL, it's kind of classist to assume $1 doesn't matter. I'm not saying $1 doesn't matter. If you're struggling to make ends meet, you know, $1 can be a big difference, you know? You can buy a decent amount of rice. You can buy a decent amount of beans. You know, you can stretch $1 for sure. Let's be honest. I've been told you can stretch $1. I'm not gonna act like I've been there. That would just... Look, I can't change the way I grew up, but I can at least be, you know, aware of the fact that I live a pretty cushioned existence right now. You know, how much could a banana cost, Michael? $10? I don't want to be that person, okay? But, $1 is... You can't purchase many goods for $1 anymore. You know... What's the smallest amount of meaningful money? I actually saw on Twitter that, like, they were like, for an adult, $20 is basically, like, the smallest amount of money that is kind of meaningful. I was like, you know what? I kind of agree. I know that that's, even just that is a little bit, classist for sure. Because, you know, it's not like I would say no to $5. You know, you could eat for $5 pretty easily. And I'm not going to say no to $10 either. But if I found a $5 bill on the street, it would give me a little mood lift, but not markedly change my day. If I found a $20 bill on the street, I would be like, we're eating right now. Yes, I will add the guacamole. Did you even have to ask? I've recently come into some money. So, I'm not saying we're good, but there's definitely... We got a chance now. We got some optics. Magic Mushroom really is just so unbelievably strong. So, I mean, this is very good. Our luck stat is unbelievable, thanks to... I mean, it wasn't really luck, to be honest. It was me doing my due diligence back there. It allowed us to get... so many plays on... Just let me out, please. Oh, why would you just run into that? It allowed me to get so many plays with 48-hour energy on Mom's bottle of pills that we were capable of, you know, absorbing that kind of increase in luck. It's very helpful. Anyway, I think we're... It's still like a little... Sorry, my cursor's probably been on the screen for like an hour. Probably still a little spotty, but definitely a lot better. Like, I mean, we were down to... It felt like at any point we could have been one hit away from death. And like a 0% chance for a deal with the devil. It really felt like we were on a slow descent into destruction. How did we not get hit there? I actually had like a, wouldn't call it an anecdote-rich Saturday, but I mean, we're coming in pretty hot with the anecdotes already, so maybe I'm incorrect. I think we want this to use it, but we actually want to keep the shears. So when I was trying on the jeans at Winners, which is the store that I went to, first off, Kate hit me with another great withering comment. She said, I don't think I bought clothes here since middle school. Hey now! Now, I'm not saying that in the year 1999, you couldn't get a shirt there that said the Cat Street Boys, okay? But that's not all they're about. But I was kind of like increasingly struck with like this idea of we might be living in a dystopia. So I took 5 clothing items in to try them on. They hand you a little placard that says 5. So you gotta come back, you hand it to them, they count it up. Which took longer than it should have, given the small number. But anyway, it's not about that. Sorry, I'm a friend of the people. But when I was trying this stuff on, there was an ad in the changing room, because it's the 21st century, and the ad said, sign up for our reward program, and you can try on up to twice as many items at one time. Really? You're only allowed to... Okay, so, I mean, let's be real. The number of times I've tried on their limit, which was 10, is 0. I've never tried on 10 items of clothing in a single fitting room. But the idea that... is like, if you download our reward app, we'll mark you as lower of a security risk. Kind of, it threw me for a little bit of a loop, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of radicalized me a little bit more, to be honest with you. And I went, hold on, this doesn't seem right. Anyway, suffice to say, I did not download the Winners Reward app because I'm already saving a bunch of money on the jeans because they were $19.99 each, which doesn't even make sense to me because I live in a city where a sandwich is $14. How did you make the jean? Maybe I don't want to know. Maybe I don't want to know how you made the jean that cheap. Maybe we'll just stop it right there for plausible deniability. How much a dollar really costs. So this is the time we did not want a deal with the devil, but that's okay. We're still moving it on. I will say I will have to alt-tab in probably at the end of this floor and let my stream know we are going to be a little bit late. It's I started this one. I have to own up to it, okay? So I had like 2 hours of recording time, and I'm like, you got to get a minimum of 2 videos out of that. Hades, I recorded a video of it. It took me like 50-something minutes. And I was like, oh, I got time for Isaac. Then I made the mistake, went to the bathroom. What a dummy. What a fool. Anyway, it's not a big deal. We'll probably be off by less than 10 minutes. Yo! We'll just be leaving, please. Anyway. Then Kate and I, we ate lunch at a place. We got seated in a window seat. It was not a fancy place, but outside of the place was a bus stop. There was a man waiting for the bus, and he was like, my quirk radar from living in Vancouver is pretty good. You can look at a person and be like, you know, is this person... To use a rude turn of phrase, I'll apologize for in advance. Is this person on the level? Is this person all there? Is this person a danger to themselves or even to me? Is this a normal human being? Is this a weirdo but harmless, you know? I hate to say it, but you're constantly doing, like, you know, threat analysis. Sometimes you'll see a dude, he'll be wearing a suit, doesn't quite fit well, and you'll be like, ah, seems like a fine, upstanding man. You walk by him and he goes, ah, at the top of his lungs, and you're like, I gotta get out of here. But he was just watching, so he was standing, waiting for the bus, he was watching Kate and I eat, and he had no shame at all. He was just watching the whole meal through the window, and he kept bouncing up and down. But he was just like a middle-aged man waiting for the bus. My quirk radar was like, he's cool. He's just a little, I don't know, maybe he's a little peckish, but simultaneously, like, not like I wanted privacy, but at the same time, it's kind of weird. Then when the bus came, he just got on. By the way, you're like, you should have given him some of your lunch. He had just walked out of a Whole Foods, okay? My lunch at this place cost about the equivalent of 6 Fuji apples from Whole Foods, so don't give me that, alright? If anything, he should have given me an apple for giving him a free show. Please give me some damage. Alright, if you'll allow me to alt-tab temporarily, I'm going to go say... Sorry, Malf's probably going to talk for a second. And then I'm going to say, hello, I will be like 5 mins late. Isaac is taking a minute, but it won't be too long. And then many people go, lol, who still watches Isaac, without realizing how few people are interested in Life is Strange at all. Unfortunately. That's a labor of love. So don't throw stones at the things that keep the trains running on time, okay? I just, like, I'm not upset with this run, but it had, like, that one moment of greatness where we got 7 luck upgrades. The rest of it has been pretty, like, we're not low rolling. We're not rolling, you know, a 1 on a D20 over and over. But we're, like, rolling under 5 constantly. Like just chips. Like, mostly just chips. Now, there is essentially no path to losing for us right now. Sincerely, it's unfathomable. With Dark Bum, this incredible luck upgrade stat, Gimpy, etc., etc., what I would absolutely kill for, what I would die for, is a form of mapping, so I don't have to go to every single room on every single floor. I'm telling you, I think we have hit every dead end. That might be a little bit exacerbated by the fact that I'm running slightly late here, but I am telling you, we have hit every single dead end ever invented. Life goes on. But boy, oh boy, oh, you know what would really crush right now? I'm dreaming like a man dreams of water in the desert. I'm dreaming of Emperor cards and Malibu nights, Malibu dreams. Okay, we don't need Dark Bum to be powered up anymore. What we do need is an indicator of the direction one should travel in order to get to the exit, so that I may press the space bar on the boss and destroy them. Oh, that was, you were the benefactor of circumstance there. Anyway, let's not sour a good episode by complaining so much. Everything's hunky-dory. It's just, you know what it is? It's a road trip, you know? Maybe you thought you could make better time. Maybe you thought you were going to be in Tallahassee by, you know, 3 p.m. Unfortunately, you ran into that traffic in Gainesville. And, you know, now is 6 p.m. You're getting peckish. And you're like, we should never have gone on this road trip. As, you know, just think about the good times you're going to have at whatever they have in Tallahassee. Probably some cool stuff. It's a big city, I think. This is a dead end? Is that even possible? It's possible. And we're living it. It's exacerbating my own hunger as well. I speak from experience. I got the rumblies and the tumblies. Some delicious sausage penne chilling in the refrigerator that I will not have time to eat before the stream today. So instead, I will just shove a protein bar and 5 handfuls of almonds into my mouth as quickly as possible and wonder why my jeans don't last that long. Okay, you're doing great, sweetheart. Keep it up. We're about to get 4 items. My lord, how I would love to get something like Ipecac. And I know it's a greedy ask, but I'm a greedy boy right now. No, not Ipecac. Close. It's a palette swap. Okay. Now the next thing you should think of is just the fact that, in all likelihood, any room with combat is extremely likely to give you a chest. But I think increasingly I am realizing the reality of the situation. The reality of the situation is as such. We should be very thankful we got Magic Mush, because were it not for Magic Mush, this would have been a disaster. We probably would have lost many, many moons ago. As is, that was not a good dodge. As is, it's merely slow. Okay, that's, you know, I said slow, and you spawned an item that slows. So what an interesting situation. Interesting. I said interesting. You gave me a zodiac sign. Ooh, my tummy really hurts. Boy, I can't throw up, though. I wish I could have something that would give me the ability to induce vomit and also give me a 40 damage bonus. And also give me a 40 damage bonus. Shouldn't have eaten those butter beans, I suppose. That's the bit. Is that the bit? Cake batter in my jeans. I'll open it. We broke even. You got something for me. You think, oh, no you don't. I was gonna say, you think I wasn't keeping track of that? It turns out I was not keeping track of that. Oops, all troll bombs edition. That's okay. That's okay, dude. We will go back for that. If necessary, it's necessary. Alright. Dude, it's just, it feels like a weight's lifted off your shoulder once you realize it's almost over, you know? It's probably not a healthy way to think about things in life, but in this present situation, I'm like, this is the ticket right here. So we are gonna make it. We're gonna go up to 7 in a row. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. I'll see ya!